Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is now week 15 in the NFL, so we are back with my weekly NFL predictions. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. With that being said, let's get to my week 15 NFL predictions. Alright, and as always, we are starting with the previous week recap. So, the Raiders beat the Rams. Baker Mayfield's first dub as a Ram, pretty cool. Bills beat the Jets. Bengals beat the Browns. I was expecting the Browns to put up a little bit more of a fight, because they usually do against the Bengals, but just they were lifeless in this one. Cowboys beat the Texans. That one shouldn't have been that close. Lions beat the Vikings. Lions on a pretty decent run so far. Jaguars beat the Titans. That was surprising as well. Eagles beat the Giants. Eagles clinch their playoff berth, I guess. Ravens beat the Steelers without Lamar. Chiefs beat the Broncos. That game was way closer than I anticipated, but at the same time, it wasn't close. Panthers beat the Seahawks. I'm done talking about the Seahawks. I'm done betting on my Seahawks and all that. None of that's happening from here on out. Chargers beat the Dolphins. I expect the Dolphins to go back to what they were doing before, but they don't look good. And finally, the Patriots beat the Cardinals. So I went 6-6 on last week's predictions. Not super great, but my record after 14 weeks, 122, 83-2, still not too bad. I feel like I'm taking a lot more chances recently, but yeah, hopefully we can get back to our winning ways. All right, now let's get to the AFC playoff predictions. So not much has changed. The seeds 1 through 6 are the same. However, the Patriots have moved up to that 7th seed, replacing the New York Jets, and that's exactly where they're at. The Chargers also did move up, but yeah, I'm not sure how confident I am the Patriots will maintain that spot, but as of right now, that is where we are at. Moving over to the NFC playoff picture. So like I said, the Eagles clinched their playoff berth. The Seahawks got knocked out of the current standings for the playoffs, and the Washington Commanders moved up and took that spot, as well as the Giants. They moved back to the 7th spot, but yeah, that tie really is really screwing up the Seahawks right now, so we'll see. As of right now, this is the NFC playoff picture. All right, now let's get to my weekly NFL rankings. So coming in at number 5, I still have the 49ers. I think the 49ers are still really good. I'm just not sure how long their offense can sustain this without a traditional starting quarterback. We'll see what Purdy can do. We'll see what he can do going down the stretch heading into the playoffs. So yeah, we will see what they can do. Number 4, I got the Cowboys. I did move them back a spot. I was just super not impressed with what they did against the Texans. That's a team that you should blow out, and I get it. It's like an in-state rival or whatever the hell they want to call it, but still, they should have blown out the Texans, and it should not have been that close at any point in the game, in my opinion. Next, I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. I know I've been hesitant to give them their praise, but I'm giving it to them now. I think the Eagles are very, very good, and I'm excited to see what they can do against more quality opponents, especially against the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. I think that will be a very, very good game. And number 2 and number 1 did not change. Kansas City and Cincinnati. I think they're both just super good, and I'm rooting for Cincinnati from here on out. So, because unfortunately my Seahawks just aren't playing well right now. But yeah, this is my top 5 NFL rankings. All right, and let's move over to the predictions that we will not be discussing this week. So the list looks very long because no teams are on byes anymore. Every single team is playing every single week. We do have the introduction of Saturday games, so I'm not sure how long that's going to be going, but we will discuss them for as long as there are Saturday games. So for the first Saturday games this week, I got the Vikings over the Colts and the Ravens over the Browns. I expect the Ravens to come down to earth at some point, but we'll see. I'm just not sold on the Browns right now, and especially last week getting that prediction wrong, it definitely opened my eyes to the Browns for sure. Next, the early window of games. These are the games on Sunday. I got the Eagles over the Bears. I got the Saints over the Falcons. I got the Lions over the Jets. That one's a little controversial. I know the Jets are really good, but I think I'm very impressed with what the Lions are doing currently. Next, I got the Steelers over the Panthers. That one could go either way, but I just don't expect Mike Tomlin to lose a game like that. Next, the Cowboys versus the Jaguars. I got the Cowboys over the Jaguars. I got the Chiefs over the Texans. We'll see if the Texans can keep that one close, but I rather doubt it. Onto the late window games on Sunday. I got the Cardinals over the Broncos just because I don't expect the Broncos to win another game for the rest of the season. I got the Raiders over the Patriots. That one's a little iffy. I'm not super confident on that pick. And as for Monday Night Football, I got the Packers over the Rams. We'll see though. I know the Packers are wanting to try and make a playoff push, but it's very, very difficult right now. So we'll see if the Rams can knock them out. All right, now we are on to the first pick of the week. It is Thursday Night Football. It is the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. We'll start with the 49ers. So the defense, I think they're the best defense in the league right now. They look so good. They can stop almost anybody from what I can see. Probably just like Patrick Mahomes, maybe Joe Burrow, or maybe even Josh Allen. They could do something against this defense. But as of right now, it's just they look unstoppable in terms of defense. Next, Purdy. Like I said, he just needs to be a good game manager, and turns out he's a great game manager. He is looking super good, not making too many mistakes, and that's exactly what they need. I think they have too much skill to be stopped from Brandon Ayuk to, I know Debo's injured. They said he will make a comeback before the regular season ends, which that's kind of mind-blowing. So Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Debo, Christian McCaffrey, like they just have too much skill on the offensive side of the football that I don't see this team struggling against anybody. Next, let's move over to my Seahawks. The defense can't stop the run at all. I think the past 3 or 4 weeks, every single team has just been able to run the ball against us. And I know we don't have the best defensive line currently, but we'll see. Especially with that top draft pick that we're getting from the Broncos, I expect that to turn into something for sure. Next, too many turnovers. That's fumbles. That is just interceptions. Like Gino takes care of the ball most of the time, but there are certain games where he's just throwing it around too much, trying to make too many big plays, and it just doesn't work out. And he has shown that he does that against the 49ers more than almost anybody. So I'm not super confident on the Seahawks offense coming into this game. Next, their best case scenario is finishing the year 9-8. They play the Chiefs, they play the Jets, and they play the Niners before this season is over. So I don't expect them to go through that, 3-0, 4-0, or anything like that. I don't expect that at all for the Seahawks team. They just haven't proven that to me yet. So as of right now, I got the Niners winning this game. I got the Niners 38, Seahawks 20. I'd be shocked if the Seahawks got to 20 points. I'll be 100% with you guys. But yeah, Niners are looking too good right now. All right, now we're on to the Saturday evening game. So it's the Saturday night football game. It is the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. So for the Dolphins, Tua, he just hasn't shown that he's capable of carrying this team yet. And I think this team needs a quarterback that can do that. And if he can't prove to be that quarterback by the end of this season, I would not be surprised if they start to look for a new quarterback, in my opinion. Next, I think they have too much skill for this offense to be this terrible. In 100% honesty, they got Jalen Waddle, they got Tyreek Hill. I know they went and they got Randy Gregory on the defensive side too, but it's like there's so many good pieces on this team. I don't understand how they are so bad sometimes. And a lot of that can be set on Tua's shoulders, I guess, but something needs to change. Something needs to give life to this team because as of right now, I'm not seeing it. Next, their defense is too hot and cold at times. Yeah, and when I say hot and cold, it's basically every single game. Like when they went against the Bills originally this season, they played super hot, super good. And then they play a game like this last weekend where they played the Chargers and they just let the Chargers do whatever they want. And it does not look good for them. So I am definitely lower on the Dolphins as of right now. Next, we'll move on to the Bills. They will be without Von Miller for the rest of the season. I'm not sure how much that's going to hurt them, honestly. They didn't have him last year, and they made a pretty okay playoff run. Made it all the way to the divisional round. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. I still have confidence in this team getting healthier and looking a lot better later in the latter half of the year. But yeah, we will definitely see about that. Next, the run game is looking a lot better. Yeah, no, absolutely. They don't just abandon the run anymore. They still pass the ball way too much for my liking, but yeah, their run game does not look bad. I would expect this team to start to look for a more quality long-term running back in this next year's draft. So we'll see what the Bills can do there. Next, just take care of the football. No turnovers. That means Josh Allen is not just slinging it around trying to carry this team too much. But yeah, just take care of the football, and I expect good things from this Bills team. That being said, I couldn't think the Dolphins could win this game. I got the Bills 24, Dolphins 20. Yeah, like I said, the Dolphins have just been struggling lately. Maybe they can get on track here, but I don't see it happening. All right, and we are not talking about any of the Sunday early window games. Those were all on our not to be discussed list. So we're on to the late window of games. The Tennessee Titans at the LA Chargers. So for the Titans, 3 fumbles and an interception last week. That is unacceptable. And I'm not really sure how far this Titans team can actually go. I'm just not impressed with anything that they do on any side of the ball besides Derrick Henry. Just like I have written here, Derrick Henry is an elite running back, but he can't carry this team. And they need a quality quarterback who can do things. I'm not sure Malik Willis is the answer for that, and I'm not sure Ryan Tannehill is the answer for that either. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Next, their defense is good, but they can only hold for so long. When you are just fumbling the ball 3 times and getting the ball intercepted on another drive, this defense can only hold for so long. So it's very difficult for them to have to hold the entire game. So they need something from this offense for sure. Next, let's move on to the Chargers. When this team is hot, they are elite. The first 2 drives of that game against Miami, that was the Charger team that we all expected to see this year. And they kind of just let their foot off the gas a little bit in that game. And yeah, I just expect so much from this team, and we don't get to see it every single week. Next, no turnovers equals wins. Yeah, 100%. I think this team, when they aren't asked to do too much, I think this team is very, very good. And I think when Justin Herbert is not injured, and I think he is starting to get healthier. At least that's what it looks like when I'm watching every single Sunday. It looks like he's getting slightly healthier. So I could definitely see this team making it into the playoffs at least. Next, their run game is looking better. Yeah, Austin Eckler. I think he is the running back to answer all their prayers. I think keep him as long as you need to. He looks really good in this offense, and I really, really like it. So that being said, I got the Chargers winning this one. I got the Chargers 27, Titans 24. This one could go either way, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking the Chargers here. All right, and the next game we're discussing is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So for the Bengals, healthier offense is coming into form. Yeah, they're getting everybody back. Everything's looking good. Their offensive line is looking good. They got Jamar Chase back and healthy. I think this team is looking very, very dangerous offensively. Next, their defense. I think their defense is also starting to come into form. They've just been looking super good lately. Their D-line is always getting after it, and I think their secondary is looking a lot better than they were at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, I'm very impressed with this Bengals team right now. A consistent run game has been added, yeah, with Joe Mixon and I can't remember the other running back's name, but yeah, they've been consistently getting 100 to 150 yards every single week now, so they can continue with that run game. I expect a lot of good things from this team. Next, for the Buccaneers, their offense looks so lifeless even when healthy. I know their offensive line isn't that healthy, but you have so many skill players and you have Tom Brady. I just don't understand how this team is not better than this. I've seen Brady carry worse teams than this, and I know he's getting up there in age and all that stuff, and you can give him whatever excuse you want to, but it's just like this team should be better, and they're just not. As for Brady, I think he can win games, but only when it's tight, and that is asking a lot from your defense to hold the game for basically 14 minutes, all but 1 minute left in the game. It's unrealistic in my opinion, but we'll see. And yeah, like I have written here, defense is just on the field way too much. Yeah, it's just not sustainable in my opinion. That being said, I got Cincinnati winning this one. Cincinnati 31, Buccaneers 17. I just have not been impressed with the Buccaneers offense, so I don't expect them to score more than 17 points, but we'll see what version of their defense shows up for this game on Sunday. All right, now we are on to Sunday Night Football. It is the New York Giants at the Washington Commanders. So this is a rematch of 2 weeks ago, so pretty cool. So for the Giants, if Saquon is ordinary, this team crumbles 100%. They need Saquon to carry them every single time they are on offense because, no offense to Daniel Jones, he can't do it. and it's quite apparent. Maybe he needs more weapons. Maybe they need a new offensive coordinator. I'm not sure. I think their head coach is super good, but yeah, I'm just not impressed with this offense. And without Saquon, they can't really do anything. And I also have written here, not enough dynamic play calling on offense. Yeah, there's not much going on offense. They're either going to run the ball or they're doing quick slants, and that's about it. So just not super impressed with this team offensively. Their defense needs to play like they did earlier this season. Yeah, when they were winning all their games, it was on the back of this super good defense. So they just need to continue what they were doing before now. And I think this team can be pretty decent and probably sneak into the playoffs. As for the Commanders, they're fresh off a bye week, which that does mean a lot, especially this late in the year. I do expect that to be significant for them here because they are a little bit healthier. Their defense is slowly getting healthier. Yeah, I'm not sure if Chase Young is back this week, but even if he's not, I think their defensive line is looking a lot better, and I think their offense is also looking very good with Taylor Heineke. And I think they just need to continue to run the ball well, and I expect great things from this team. Maybe not a deep playoff run, but maybe they could upset somebody. But yeah, I guess we'll see. That being said, I got the Commanders winning this one. Commanders 23, Giants 17. Giants have been struggling, and they are on a killer last few weeks of the season. Like, they're just playing a lot of really good teams, and I think their losing streak is going to continue against these Commanders. But I for sure got the Commanders in this one. All right, and that will conclude my Week 15 NFL predictions. Was there anything you agreed with me on, disagreed with me on? Make sure you leave those in the comment section down below. Also, I am in the process of working on my Game of the Year list for 2022, so be on the lookout for that and all other content that will be coming out through my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.